Alright. So, as I'm trying to run this little guy down and having no effect, I, again, calm 4K and I'd be like, Ford, the guy's getting away. Head back to his place and wait for him there.
Yes, sir. So he heads back that direction. Let's see how fast he actually can end up getting there. So one would think that he'll probably take you through some twists and turns. He wouldn't head straight back to his house. Athletics 4K. Alright. Put it at a hard or an average difficulty just to, because he's trying to hurry as well, as far as if he can beat him there or not. Yeah, he got some advantages. So he's charging back that direction, and he radios you ahead of you. Sir, I just spotted him heading down such and such street. I don't have one off the top of my head. I don't know how Star Wars names their streets.
First Street.
I guess that's real simple. And I noticed there was an alleyway that cuts across, and you might be able to gain some ground going that way.
Thanks, 4.
So that seems 3 advantage worthy. Alright, so
yeah,
go back to the top of the initiative order. He's coming up on a crowd of people, so he's gonna have to make his way through kind of a big slogging crowd. They all just got off of work, coming out of maybe a factory or something, and you know, whistle blows and everything, and this big crowd kind of heads out. So he's got to kind of weasel through and dodge around as he continues through. Golly. I didn't mean to make it this hard. I was like, I'll throw in. I'll buy him an extra green. What's the worst can it do?
Oh my god, that is ridiculous.
So he moves on through, but as and he's going without a problem. But one of the workers he kind of bumps into, and kind of just catches him by the scruff of the neck real quick. Grabs him by the collar. He's, hey, watch where you're walking, man. You know, there's no fire or anything. Kind of shoves him back a little bit. So while he does make his way through and doesn't lose any ground, he is kind of slowed a bit. So he'll give you a boost die as you make your next check.
All right, so I'm still long range from him at this point.
Yeah, you're still long range. Because he wasn't trying to close the gap. He just an obstacle got in his path. That's what his check was for.
Right. Yep. All right. Well, I'm still gonna try to close the gap.
So when you try to close the gap too, failure opens it up again. So it's because it's an opposed check. So whoever does the trying to either lengthen or shorten, it kind of works for both, or depending on how the roll goes. So one.
You cut out a bunch of times, but.
Oh, so it's an opposed check. So whoever triggers the opposed check to open or close the gap, it's gonna go one way or another. It's gonna either come more distant if you fail, or shorter if you succeed. So, all right. But you get
2 green.
2 green. I thought it was 1 green and 1 yellow. That must have been a different check.
Yeah. What about all those advantages though that 4K got? Tell me about the shortcut.
Yeah, that was to tell you about the shortcut. So that's actually going to upgrade one of your die, and he'll spend one of the advantages on a boost. All right, go to that.
For me,
yeah. Now you're cutting it. All right. It's alright. Don't worry. The camera just froze on a nice stoner kind of glance. All right, rolling it. Hopefully you're able to see. Nice. There you go. Now you get good blanks. All right, so you close it back up to medium as you come through. As you come through the alleyway, you notice that he's like a lot closer now, both from being slowed and two from just taking that little bit of a shortcut. He looks back too and sees you and notices the difference. Kind of squeals. 4K.
So, well, now hold on. I got my advantages.
All right.
Because as we're running and stuff, and he cuts down another alleyway, there's well, to me, there's about is over about to climb over them. So it's gonna give him a couple of setback as he's still trying to run away from me.
What was it? Because your mic cut.
Oh, of course.
I know.
So for me, it's about knee-high debris.
Okay, so
But
some
for
difficult
him-
terrain.
Yeah.
He's
So
shorter.
For him, he's gonna have to become. Yeah.
All right. So he's got to make him do a coordination check to get through it. Let's see. And this isn't to open or close the distance or anything, it's just to make it through. And this is just stuff laying on the ground?
Well, I mean, it's a big pile of like garbage. Well, not a big pile, but it's like a
Okay.
to me small pile of garbage.
Well, I would say then ankle deep to you. Knee deep would be a lot of garbage for you to get through too. I would say
Well,
it's
true.
enough for you to just run through, but maybe for him.
Like
it's
I
a little
said, that's
bit
why
tougher.
it's to me it's a small pile of garbage. To him, it's a very large pile of
Yes.
garbage.
Alright. The knee deep thing threw me off because I was like, that's still tricky for you to get through if it's knee deep for you. Alright, so coordination. See, you can find stuff he's not good at. And, alright, we'll roll it. He does make it through. And, 3 threats. So as he's making it through, he's kind of like kicking and sloshing it through and extending, like as he's kicking the garbage, it's going out in front of him, but he's not being very good at where he's kicking it, so it's staying in front of him, and so he'll have to get through it again in the next round.
Fair enough.
I mean, 3 threat, that's quite a bit.
You said because. Yeah. Well, am I back?
Yeah, for the moment.
Okay. Yeah, right. That's what I was saying. I didn't hear anything that you said because I froze. So I'm just going to. I'm assuming this is a coordination roll, right?
Yeah, it was coordination. You found something he was not great at, but he still did fantastic.
Just
I know. He's just rolling successes, man. What can I say? He's not rolling advantages, at least. So, so what I was saying is that for his threat, as you know, when you're going through terrain like you're describing and a bunch of stuff, you know, when you trudge through it, you're kind of kicking it kind of out of the way, out of your path. But because of all his threat, he's kicking it more just in front of him. So he's gonna have to go through it again. The next turn, I have to spend it on that instead of trying to get away again.
Okay.
I'm trying not to start hiccuping. That'd be awful and annoying. All right, so
Okay, so I'm assuming I have to make a coordination check as well.
well, no, because how you're describing it was that it's not a big deal for you.
Right. Okay.
So, but him being
Make a
silhouette
coordination
0,
check instead of an athletics.
yeah. So it just forced him to
I'm just
have
trying to make
to.
an excuse to make a coordination check
Oh.
over athletics.
You could, I suppose. You could use the terrain in such a way. Maybe he's kicking it out of his path, but getting it into yours. I could foresee a coordination roll if you have a good description for how it's going to work.
Well, I have absolutely no idea what you just said because I'm frozen.
Yay, Google! I was hoping it'd be better than Skype, but
I How about I leave the hangout real quick and try to come back?
Alright, let's do that, I suppose.
Alright, I'll be back.
Alright. Welcome back, everybody. Glad to have you with us. I'm gonna turn off his little picture right there. He's gonna try to reconnect. We're going to wait it out. Hope everybody's enjoying it. So far I feel like it's going alright for doing the whole two-person party thing. Waiting for people to join the call. I thought he was joining. Maybe.
Alright. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Well, as long as you can hear me, you don't necessarily need to see my ugly mug.
Well, that might get us more viewers anyway.
Yeah, that's a very good point. So, shall we try this again?
Sure. So
You were going to allow me to make a coordination check?
if you got a description that would utilize coordination, I would allow it, sure. But you got to bring it in the narrative aspect. Maybe instead of going through the trash, you utilize, like, there's a couple cans or something in the dumpster that you could use to kind of leap over.
Well, on the plus side, you sound like a robot now, with the way that you're cutting in and out.
Yay!
Can you hear me at all?
I can. Let me go ahead and stop the stream. We'll make an edit here, and we'll figure this out and come back. Hang out just for a little bit, everybody, while we mess with some good old technical difficulties. We'll be back shortly.